G'day and welcome back to DuckZorly Gaming and our Let's Play series here in Western Australia. Okay, we are back at it again, and we've done a bit of work off camera. In fact, we've done a lot of work off camera because it takes a fair bit of time to get prepped, just because the amount of work that goes on in getting things done on this map. So we'll give you a summary of what we've done shortly. But one of the things we have done is we've replaced some of our New Holland tractors with my favourite tractor, which is now available, which is a Xerion 5000 model, which you can see here right in front of us. Now, we're going to use these as our workhorses. So we've got a couple of T9s. We've got the two T9s still. We've got 3 of these Xerion 5000s now, and we've got an Axion 900. I think we got 1 or 2 of the small New Hollands left as well. Now, how do we finance that? Well, number one, obviously we sold off some of the New Hollands, the T8s and T7s. And then we also did a sale of some of our barley that we've been harvesting because we filled up our silo from field 2 that we're just about to finish with the harvest, which we're going to continue on shortly. So we've got all that to deal with as well. Whoops, as I press the wrong button. So yeah, that's what we've got to do. So what we're going to do is we're going to get these 2 class Xerions here. We're going to have some hired hands in this. They've got the Pronto DC9 seeder on the rear of them, and they are going to seed cotton into field 9. And yes, we're going to make sure today we are going to do cotton and not wheat by mistake. Alright, so let's jump into these guys. Let's set up their course and we'll get them going. So they've got a fair bit of work to do. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to set up the primary course first. So we're going to bring this guy out. We'll start them just down through here. Alright, now, so we bring up our course play. We want to do fertilise and seeding as our control here for what mode we're in. Then I'm going to go over here, set up the course. We're going to quickly go in here, select field 9. We want to do a headland, 2 passes, clockwise. Smooth corners is fine. We want to bypass islands because we have got an island here in the middle. We need to make sure we skip that. We are going to use multiple tools. Working width remains the same. So that should all be good. So let's go and have a look and see what we can generate from there. Thinking. There we go, it's generated the course, that should be fine. So 2 headers and then north-south runs basically for the rest of the field. So we come back through here, we're going to make sure that that's all set. So fertilizer function is activated. That's where everything there. That should all be okay. Speed will be okay. Pathfinding is set, which is okay. We want him to be left. And we're going to have to leave a good space between these guys as well. So we want to make sure they don't cut into each other. Now the problem will actually be when we're doing north-south runs. We're going to have to do a bit of a pause and leave a real good gap between them. Because we don't want them running into each other as they pass each other. Simple, I want circle actually. So let's reset that, go back in here. Whoops, that's not what I wanted. Oh, actually it may turn out alright, it may calculate it okay. There we go, it's got the circle, so that's probably better. Alright, so what we're going to do now is we're going to set this guy off. Let's just make sure we did have him set to the left, yes. Right, so we are going to set him to be first waypoint. Reverse him up out of the way. And we're going to send him in. He's now going to line himself up with the first waypoint, unfold, and he'll take off. What we need to do though now is we need to go and save this course. So field 9, dual pronto seeding. We'll save that. Alright, we'll jump out. He'll continue on. So he's now started to seed. And we're going to take up this guy and get him to do exactly the same thing. So we're going to come in here, we're going to load up our course. So we want the F9 dual pronto seeding course, so we'd load that up. Need to make sure we are where is right mouse button left. I think there might be something not quite right there. Let's close that off. Let's make sure. Let's make sure we got the right mode to start with. Right, so now that'll be better. So that's what we're missing. Now we need to make sure that we're set to right, which we are. Okay, so he's good to go. So we're going to set him to be. Sorry about that. We're going to set that to be first waypoint, and we're going to send him off as well. So off he goes. Lines himself up at the first waypoint. And away he goes. Alright. So, now if we have a look at the map, we've got a reasonable amount of separation in distance. We are going to need a lot more than that though. So, we have to deal with that. Now also we're going to have to work out what we're going to do in relation to refilling these guys. So the basic plan will be I will most likely buy some seed and fertilizer bags. We'll buy them. They'll arrive up here at the farm. We'll grab the truck and the semi-trailer, the flatbed trailer, and we'll bring them down and we'll actually load them up here at the top of the field. But we'll get to that again soon. Right, in the meantime, what we need to do, we need to get all this other stuff up and running again. So we're going to get the windrower running. So we got this guy running later in the day yesterday in real time, and got him doing the windrowing of the straw. So we're going to get him going again. So we simply need to go in here, drive course. We're also going to go over and get our combines running again. Now they are getting low on fuel, but they are also getting very close to the end of their job. So let's just start them up. So we'll drive course. Oops, we'll go here. Drive course. And enter vehicle. We're going to drive course. Right, now what we're going to do is we're going to go down and get our big T9, which is here. And then we're going to race up and empty these combines off. Now, the other thing we have done as well is we have finished seeding field 12. So field 12, just so we can... Right. Field 12 we're going to bring up. So field 12 is this big field in through there. That's when we last harvested. That has now been seeded. So that was seeded with the wheat. So that's finished. So now we just need to get in, and I think we need to still seed field 4. We do. So we need to get in and field seed 4 as we start hooting around the field. So we're going to get and do that next. That one we'll probably do manually. Just because of the fact it's a smaller field, and we can get that done while we're waiting for the other ones to do. We've still got one more seeder sitting back at the farm. So speaking of the seeders, we actually got rid of the big plain seeders and replaced it with the horse prontos. The horse prontos are nowhere near as big in diameter as the big plains. What's he trying to do? He's trying to misbehave, so we have to turn him off for a second. Well, he might be alright, we'll just see. Maybe he was realigning himself. Alright. Yeah, so even though the big plain seeders are larger than the pronto seeders in their spread, I do prefer to use the horse prontos. So that's what we've swapped them over for. The horse prontos also do actually have a higher capacity of seed and fertilizer, so that works in our favour certainly for this map in relation to that. So, alright, so he's going to be heading off as well. Hopefully this other guy will fall into line. And he has. Alright, we're going to jump around here. We're going to go to the lead combine. So as you can see, the zero on there with the windrower is catching up. But we've only got, I think we've only really got one more full run for this lead combine after the one he finishes. Alright, so I hope everyone is doing okay. We're, as you see, we're fully in and busy sort of trying to sort of work out where we're at, and that's why I sort of have a bit of a pregnant pause sometimes, just sort of working out where we are. I haven't actually got a firm plan laid out of exactly what we're doing when we're doing it. It is a bit seat of the pants, by the seat of our pants, but it'll all work out. Now we are getting close to the end of our actual day here on the farm, as you can see. Hopefully the light will hold out to finish this field. If not, what we'll do is we'll slow the time down again, and we'll wait for us to finish this field, and then we'll call it a day. All right. So, as we said previously, sometimes you have to babysit course play. Now, this guy here, for some reason, has decided he doesn't want to continue on. So, what we're going to do is we're going to just bring him back a bit. We're going to make sure his ears lined up, which he is. Oh, no. Drive course. Stop driver. Drive course. So, and see, this is part of the problem. Once they stop their course, they lose their combine convoy, obviously, reference, and they just continue on. So because the lead combine wasn't part of the combine convoy there for a second, the middle guy there, he wanted to continue past, and that's what caused that bit of a drama. But they seem to be sorted now, so we should be okay. And they're all going along as they should be now, which is very good. Alright, so we'll have another look at the map. So here we go. We have actually got cotton this time as opposed to wheat. What we're going to need to really do, we need to get this guy to be at least a separation or two away in relation to its up and down run. So basically at least one line. Which we'll manage that manually once we get to it. So basically we'll start off, when they finish the two header rows, we'll let one continue on, we'll stop the other one, and then we'll let one guy get right ahead, and then we'll deal with it that way. So yeah, all right. Now there is another way I could have done it. Actually, I could have done the skip rows, which means it does every second row and then comes back, and that would probably alleviate that problem. We might look at that as an option for one of the next fields, certainly. So let's have a look at our overall picture as we are at the moment. So as you can see, we've still got a lot of harvesting to do. We've got fields 1 and 3 to harvest, field 13 to harvest, field 11 to harvest, which is another big field, a really big field. It's our biggest field there. And we've also got field 5 to harvest, which isn't a small field either. So a lot of wheat. We've got a lot of wheat and a lot of straw. So that's just going to be straight off sold to make us money. We've got oat over here in those two fields, and we've got a crop of canola. Now, yesterday in real time, we sold off some of our barley. We just got to keep an eye on the prices. So we haven't got any soybeans at the moment. So we've got oats and we've got wheat. So wheat price at the moment in West Australian Grain Inc. is probably okay. It's coming up. So we might have to look at doing a load of wheat and sell that off. Soybeans we haven't got anything of, so that's not going to matter to us at the moment. So yeah, we'll have to keep an eye on that so we can actually try and maximize that. The other thing I've been thinking about doing is putting in, as we said, perhaps a chicken or sheep farm. And if we do that, we're going to have to also put in a new silo system as well. So we'll probably add that in. I'm not going to add the silo system in yet though, because I am waiting for one of our modders to produce a particular unit. And once we've got that, I'll probably bring that into this farm. So for now, we'll probably just hold off. All right, what we're going to do is we're going to head on over here and unload all these guys now. This lead one shouldn't be full, but the other two will be, but that's okay. We'll empty them all at the same time. And as you can see, this will be pretty much the last 3-lane run. I think that next run will only require probably two of the combines. So they'll be pretty much finished off after this run. So come on around here. Now the other thing we were talking about too, and I've had a couple of people answer us on YouTube in the comments, was about our lime. Now, a couple of comments have indicated, yeah, perhaps the lime might not be worthwhile because of the yield, da-da-da. Now, the other thing is it's part of the farming. Well, was one of the other comments. Well, yeah, it is part of the farming experience, but by the same token, the reality of it is farmers aren't going to do stuff if it doesn't affect their yield or anything else like that, and it's going to cost them more money. They don't get any money for it. They're not going to waste time doing it. So for instance, if there is a treatment they can give, but it's not going to give them a really big increase in output or profits, they probably won't necessarily go and do it, because you got to have bang for your buck. So what we are going to do is we are going to ignore the lime from here on in on the biggest fields. On the smaller fields, like field 4 for instance, we'll certainly use lime on those. But on the big fields, we're not going to use lime because it's just too expensive, certainly at the moment, or until we find a really big lime spreader. But it needs to be a realistic one. So if we had something like the Hardy Rubicon 9000, which was available as a lime spreader, and it didn't use so much lime up, then that would probably be something we'd look at. But for the moment, lime is out, so we're not going to do lime. Anyway, alright, let's have a look at the map again and just see how our seeders are going. Alright, so they're on their second header row now, which is good. So once we finish this harvest up here, these runs up here, we'll have to keep an eye on this guy, and we'll delay him from following up. We'll stop him up here on the header row, and then let this other guy get ahead. What we do need to do though is just check seed and fertilizer. They got plenty. See, so they're running a lot better than what the big plains ones are. They're not doing quite as wide a strip, but they're also not using anywhere near as much fertilizer and seed, so that's good too. Alright, what we're going to do is we're going to offload the overloader here, and then we need to come back, and the windrow won't quite catch up to the combines, I don't think, which will be fine. And then also what we're going to do is we're going to do some work on the combines. We're going to increase their hopper size. We're going to take them into the shop and do some work on them. So we're going to increase their hopper size from the 15,000 to 30,000. So we've got the money to do that. So we're going to make them a little bit more sustainable. And that basically means that we'll do one offload from each combine, and then the overloader will be full, and we'll have to offload into the semi-trailer, which means we're going to be doing a lot more travelling in that regard. But it also means we'll be offloading from the combines less often. So it's a bit of a quid pro quo, I guess. Alright. So we're going to pull in here. And what we're going to do also with this load is once we have loaded this truck, because we won't have a full load for him, we will go to the silos. We're going to fill up the rest of the trailers with barley, and then we're going to go off and sell it all. So we won't be stockpiling much in the way of the silos. There's going to be temporary storage points, and we're just going to head off and sell them as quick as we basically get it in. which is basically what we're going to be doing here anyway, while we haven't got any animals and stuff like that. But in saying that though, we do need to have either barley or wheat if we're going to do chickens. And in doing the chickens, what I was thinking of doing was doing 2 or 3 of the big chicken sheds, which were provided to us. I think, is it Farmer Andy that made those? I can't remember off the top of my head. I apologise if it wasn't. But yeah, we'll put a couple of those in if we're going to do it, and then all we're going to do is provide wheat and or barley to them, and then we just need to have a sell point for eggs. Either we'll mod the map itself so we can take eggs down to one of the sell points down near Cargill, or we'll put a sell point in at the farm. Now, if we put a sell point at the farm, we'll just have to create some rules for ourselves, and the fact that we can't sell off any of the crops at the in fact, I'm going to do these last ones first. We can't sell off crops at the universal sell point at the farm, because that would sort of defeat the whole purpose of being on the map. I mean, if we're just going to sell at the farm. Later on, as we get further down the episodes and the series, we may change our mind in that regard as well. We may decide that putting a universal sell point into the farm might be handy, but certainly at this stage we're not going to do so. So for you guys, let me know in the comments, do you think we should have a universal sell point at the farm to make it more useful, or should we just always just take our crops down to Cargill down south? I think I know what the answer is going to be, so I don't think there's going to be too much of an issue with that, and I don't have a problem with that either. But let me know in the comments. Let me know what you think. Also, let me know what you think of the new choice of tractor in taking the Zerions. As you would know if you followed me at all in Farming Simulator 17, they are my go-to tractor. They are the unit that I have loved the most. I like the class, and the Zerion 5000 was my my favourite model in Farming Simulator 17. So it was a natural fit once that became available, and I tested it and it was all okay. That became my tractor of choice going forward, and it will be my tractor of choice going forward for Farming Simulator 19. Which leads me to the fact that we haven't spoken too much about the announcement of the class agreement with Giants, and that I'm looking forward to. I can't wait to see what we're going to get in relation to class equipment. Hopefully we'll get a class DLC, but if not, I would just hope to see some nice class equipment coming from Giants. So looking forward to that very much. Alright, so he's all through there. We're going to check on these tractors again. No, so we've got a little bit of time before we have to stop this guy here. That's okay. So we can finish off this harvest here. I think these guys will pretty much get close to the end before they need to be filled again. And this time what we'll do is we'll offload the lead combine first, and then come back to the others if he gets full. He may not get full, but we're going to have to manage these guys as they finish their course, so they so we don't get any pilots. So basically, when one finishes its course, we'll have to get in it, drive it away, so the other can finish its course, and then offload it once we've moved the combine away. Now we'll do the modifications to the combines, like I said, we'll do that off camera. It won't take too long, because we're almost at an end to this episode. But you can obviously see that we're going to have this harvest well and truly complete in a very short period of time once we do finish this episode, and we'll be good to go and get prepped ready for the next one. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to put that out there. He's ready to go. This guy here is now finished. That's 2 out of 3 finished, and the other guy's actually basically finished as well by the look of it. Stop driver. I'll bring him round as well. Put his pipe out. And the only thing I'm waiting on now, really, that would finish everything off for me, Well, there's two things. There's something equivalent to the AI vehicle mod we need from FS17, but not what we've currently been offered. That would be nice. But the other one I'm really needing and waiting for is the Follow Me mod. So hopefully we should get that very soon as well. Alright, so we're going to put this guy here. He's there ready to go. We're going to offload these three, and that's where we'll sign off for the episode. So, hope you enjoyed this episode. It was a little bit erratic at the start as I was trying to think of what we're going to do and trying to fix that silly mistake with the Zerion course. But anyway, if you enjoyed the episode, press that like button. If you didn't press the dislike button, that's okay. And as always, if you're not already a subscriber, please consider subscribing to the channel. And don't forget to press that alarm notification bell so you are made aware of when new episodes of the series and any other video is available on the channel. Also, if you are already a subscriber, my eternal thanks to all of you for showing your loyalty and sticking with us and making this channel part of what it is. I'm very lucky and privileged that I have so many wonderful people as part of the channel. And don't forget to come over and join us on Discord. We would love to have you there as well. Speaking of which, also don't forget to come over and join us on the SGS channel, so the Simulation Gaming Society, which was formed by myself, Eustace Pharmer and Grizzly Bear Sims. We'd love to have you come over and join us. The details for our Discord is down below. And also make sure you go check out my good friends Eustace and Jerry, Grizzly Bear Sims, for their fantastic content they have on their channel as well. You won't miss out. Also don't forget to go out and check out another good friend of ours, Frithgar. He's doing some amazing things as well. Details for his channel are down below as well. And also check out all the other guys we have listed down below as our friends of our channel. Alright, thanks very much for watching. We shall see you again very, very soon back here at DuckZorly Gaming. And no matter whether it's morning, afternoon, evening or night, take care of yourselves and your loved ones. And we shall see you again very soon. See you all later. Bye.